Hello guys, today is my third installment of my Notion series, and I'll just be sharing a couple tips to use Notion effectively and easily without being overwhelmed. And Notion was once again kind enough to sponsor this video. However, all my opinions are 100% my own, and hopefully the tips I share today will help you feel a little bit less overwhelmed about using Notion. My first tip is that when you're making a new page, just get out all the important information first, aka the guts of the page. Just write down, for example, all the important dates and times and just every information that is important regarding to the page first, and then worry about decorations later. Honestly, for some pages, this is actually where I stop, and you don't have to make every page, or any page if you want, all pretty or done up, as long as the information is easy to find and all on the page. That's really all you need for a functional Notion page. And then if you want to keep going into the decoration phase, the second tip is to try to stick to a consistent theme in terms of color and font. Not only does it make it easier for you as it filters out a lot of the things that you can put in and kind of like makes you stick to a certain rules or types of images to use, but it also creates a more cohesive look overall. And for your gifts and other decorations, be picky and intentional with them, and make sure you don't overcrowd your page with all the decorations so much that it distracts you or makes it harder for you to access the actual important information on your page. For example, I like to try to minimize the amount of gifts that I put on a single page to probably only one or two. And one of them will usually be the icon of the page, because since GIFs kind of move around a lot, they kind of will distract your eye naturally because there's movement, and I kind of want to minimize that. And as well as the fact that GIFs also take up a lot of space on some people's computers, so it's good to minimize it in general anyway. And by the way, what I'm showing here is my page that I'm still working on for my fall semester, and it's actually based on a template that I found on Reddit, which I will link if I find it below the video. Another tip is to make your information as easy to find as possible. So what I mean by this is try to minimize the amount of clicks that it takes to get to the information. And so you want to minimize a lot of things like having nested pages within pages within pages. And instead of doing this a lot, you can kind of mix it up and use toggles or bullet points in order to kind of order your information without making it too hard to find. Because at the end of the day, Notion is there to make your information easier to find and not make things more complex. My next tip is to take advantage of the treasure trove of Notion resources, aka the Notion subreddit on reddit.com. So if you just go to like our Notion, you can find a lot of really cool templates and tips and questions that people have posted, and just community in general on Reddit for Notion is really, really helpful. If you have any question regarding Notion, I highly recommend you just go on there and ask it, and people will be happy to help you with it. And I tend to use it mostly for inspiration on templates, and also occasionally I find interesting icons that people have made. And a lot of times people will share a link to their template in addition to having a showcase, and with that link you're able to go to their template and then just click the duplicate button, and that will put the template right into your own Notion for yourself to edit and format however you like. If you're someone who's a little bit down on time and you just want a really nice and well-working, functional, pretty Notion page without having to go through the time and effort of making formulas and color schemes and just decoration in general, I think it's a great idea to look on the subreddit for template ideas and templates to build off of. This is something in particular that I've been enjoying recently, which has been just finding templates that inspire me on Reddit and then building off of them, or just adding some of their aspects to my own templates and just like mix and matching like that has been really fun. And it's a good way to effectively save time as well. And if you're someone who feels overwhelmed by a blank page, but you also want a little bit more freedom than a completely built Reddit page, you can use Notion's pre-made templates, which are a bit more simple and they don't have as much decorations and fluff, but they have a lot of useful like ideas for how to kind of structure your databases and what kind of databases you can add, and basically like a very simple
guide on how to use all the things that Notion offers. I think they're a really good place for people to start out with if they never used Notion before and they're kind of unfamiliar with the kinds of things you can add to your page. It's a really good way to start. And also, if you're just into that like very simple look for your pages and you just want to kind of no frills, very functional kind of layout, then I think the pre-made templates are really nice for that too. And my last tip to using Notion is just to have fun with it. Just use Notion for whatever you want. It doesn't matter if you don't use your Notion for school, if you choose to use it more for hobby stuff, or you just want to use it for your job or whatever, or you don't even have to use it for a productive reason. In the end, it's really just a digital tool for you to store information, no matter what that be. So recently I've been using it, for example, to make a whole like Genshin Impact page, which has been really fun. I haven't really been like decorating it too fancily, like using any formulas or whatever, but I've mainly just been playing around with using it to plan out what I want to do each time I play, because it's a game where there's so much to do and I tend to get distracted a lot by like side quests or like side things to do. And in order to kind of organize and build my characters more efficiently in the game, I've been utilizing this page, and along with several databases that someone on Reddit helpfully posted and shared with the community. And yeah, I'll link those all down below if you guys want to check it out. It's really cool. But anyway, I digress. Basically, just use Notion for whatever the heck you want. As another example, just because I want to brag and show this off, recently I've been rewatching One Piece again, and kind of inspired by that, I got into like a really big One Piece boot. So I spent like I think an hour or two just making a One Piece page for all my favorite One Piece quotes, and just had fun with it, honestly. And I hope you have fun with Notion too. And that's about it for the video. And so like basically the purpose of this video was just to help people not feel so overwhelmed and kind of stressed about using Notion. I kind of wanted this video to be kind of a reminder that Notion is kind of just what you want it to be, and just use it if it makes you happy. Don't use it if you don't. Take breaks from it. Also, whether you want to make it really simple or you want to go crazy and make it really fancy, it's up to you. It's after all your Notion, and you shouldn't let any other person tell you, oh, that's not a very effective way to do it. Do whatever you want with it. It's just a digital tool at the end of the day, and it's there for you to have fun with it and also help you organize your life. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.